Rate is from the oldest to the latest. This was the first one which were introduced to the farmers in 1869 by Arthur Douglas. He was also a ostrich pioneer. But in those days there were no electricity and they operated it with paraffin and water. On this side we have the oil container and then is the water container. For them, it was very difficult to regulate the temperature. It was in high and then low. And due to that, it was unsuccessful. And luckily, it couldn't take a lot of eggs. It was only 15 in each drawer, a total of 30. And then the ones we introduced operated by electricity. There, the workers still had to use their hands to turn the eggs regularly, and that is actually very unhygienic. And those ones could only take about 150 each. And with the modern incubators, the turning happens automatically, and it gets turned at about 45 degrees. The reason why the eggs needs to be turned is to prevent the yellow parts from sticking to the one sides of the shells before the embryo starts developing. And early in the mornings or late in the afternoons, the farm workers they go out to collect the eggs from the ostriches. And before the eggs can go inside, they need to do fertility tests. Normally, in a very dark room, they use the lights. They place the eggs one by one on top of the egg boxes. Now, when they see the dark spots or blood vessels inside, then they know it's fertilized. But when there's no blood vessels or dark spots, then the egg is not fertile. Now, the infertile eggs, what the people do, they make a small hole on the one side of the shell. They shake then the contents out or they blow it out by means with a straw, which is much quicker. The empty shells they use then they get used for souvenirs, like with drawings or paintings onto them or carved eggs. And some of the local jewelers they also use the shells for earrings, necklaces, and also bracelets. Now, one ostrich egg, when it is full, it weighs about 1.5 kilograms. In length, it's about 15 centimeters by 12 centimeters. The shells, they not very thick. It's about 2 to 3 millimeters, but very strong when they are full. The maximum weight the eggs can take is up to 120 kilograms. That is basically what an ostrich weighs when he or she sits on them. But when they are empty, then it breaks very easily because the shells, they are porous. Now, one ostrich egg has the equivalent to 24 normal chicken eggs. And it can serve a family of 18 when scrambled. But if they
Sure.
prefer the eggs to be hard boiled, then they have to wait 1 hour and 30 minutes. Right. The female ostriches lay them one every 2 days, and it's between 12 and 16.
Wow.
And they do that 2 to 3 times a year, depending on the weather conditions and also the availability of food. And then they sit on them for 42 days. It's the same with the incubators. Here, the temperature is set at 36 degrees Celsius. But outside daily, it's different. That's why the ostriches have to sit on them to keep it even. And then on day 42, the people, they remove the eggs from the incubators, they place them in the hatches. And it might take about 4 to 8 hours before they're really free. Then they first kick and peck from the inside out. They use their beaks and also their toenails. And sometimes when the shells crack in irregular patterns, the carers, they assist them by breaking the shells very carefully apart, to prevent them from suffocation. When they hatched out, they stay in the hatcher for another 4 days just to dry off nicely and for their navels to be disinfected. Okay. And then the two big ones, they can take up to 800 eggs each. And sometimes when they use that one also, it can only take 400. Right.
So when do you